Nina
and Ashley back with the bullshit.
and this is the Young and Gettin It podcast. Welcome back. Just so you know,
Episode 53, girl.
Oh yeah.
You didn't say
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh my
You know,
God.
it's also 53,
okay.
guys. Oh my gosh, we've passed the year mark. We're over it. Yes. Okay. Just so you guys know, you can find us on iTunes. Just search Young and Gettin It podcast. As we always say, there's no G at the end of Gettin because we're young millennials. Please subscribe on there, rate and review. And thank you for all the reviews we've received so far because we really do have 5 stars. Thank you, Lord Jesus. You can also find us on soundcloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow us on there. Comment. We'll comment back. We love talking to y'all. We're also on YouTube. Just search Young and Gettin It podcast. Once again, there's no G at the end of Gettin, and you'll find us right on there. Please subscribe, comment, and tell us what you think.
Yeah, and you can also find us on Instagram at YAGI_podcast. We also have our website, www.weareyagip.com. And then 2 forms of contacting us, our email and Google Voice number. Our email is as follows. It is Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. And then we have our wonderful Google Voice number where you could either shoot us a text or call and leave a voicemail of your look at God.
Yeah.
And so the number is 323-486-3811.
Yes. And if you go on our website, all of that's on there.
Yeah.
And if you go on our Instagram, there's links to all of these things. So it's very easy to get in contact with us. Back to the bullshit.
All right. So today is Veterans Day. Yeah. So
Yay.
shout out to all the veterans.
Shout out to the people who don't have work today.
Right.
Lucky.
Yeah, shout out to me. So it's Veterans Day. Shout out to my pops.
Hey.
So I wanted to get into the bullshit, and I wanted to open with a quote. And I'm only going to say the quote and nothing further. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. A wise man should be humble enough to admit when he's wrong and change his mind based on new information. Kanye West. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just so mad.
That's
that
all I'm saying.
You finished with Kanye West. like I was like, damn, yeah. And then he said Kanye. I said, oh, this motherfucker.
That's why I pretensed it that way, because I planned this in my head as soon as I saw the tweet. I was like, I see this, I'm gonna deliver it like it's so serious, and then you're gonna hear who it's from, and you're like, okay, you know,
Nigga.
I'm fucking done here.
Nigga, Kanye. Kanye. I'm so tired. I'm done. Kanye, you went too far. But the funny thing is, like we said on the last episode, Kanye's been doing this.
Yeah.
But social media just wasn't what it was back then. And so, like, we were just like, oh, George Bush doesn't care about black people. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, but now it's like, oh, so this nigga's
Like,
off
when
the
it
wall.
was for us, we were like, oh yeah, this is lit. But then the moment that he does some shit we don't like, we're like, okay, well, no, I think you've gone too far.
Yeah, the niggas in this, what they call the sick and shut-in list, where it's like, nigga, you're just sick.
You know what it reminded me of? Like when you were saying like how information spreads so much easier now. I've been listening to more and more of My Favorite Murder because I definitely forgot like how obsessed I am with like crime scene investigation, and that's kind of like along the same lines. Like, because First 48 is my fucking shit. If there's a TV and that's on, I definitely will watch it.
Yeah.
All of the episodes, binge watch all day. Don't give a fuck.
Really good.
So I was listening to an episode of My Favorite Murder, and they were talking about this case that happened in like 18 something. It was like early 1800s. And they were saying like back in that time information didn't spread as easily because it's like they didn't have telephones, like they didn't have like all this other stuff to like spread the information easily. I hope they didn't have telephones, because they even mentioned that in the episode. They were like, yeah, they could have had telephones and we just don't know because we're not historians.
Right.
But information didn't spread as easily. So they were saying like one of the people that was under investigation, and he was definitely guilty, he just moved to another city and like nobody knew because like no information spread about like this case to another area.
Imagine all the people that were raping and killing and molesting and pedophiling and
Exactly.
just moved.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. So that was something that reminded me of, and I thought that was very interesting.
Like Kanye is right in that quote, but it's just like him. I'm just so like I get exhausted when I hear his name.
Yeah.
You know, like
You ever see that quote from Amber Rose where she's like, "Have you really talked to Kanye? Like, really talked to him?" And then somebody was referencing that, saying like, I've been known he was off because of what she said about him back in the day. And they were like, she knew, and that's why she got out. Like,
yeah.
So
everyone takes the more famous person is like, he left her, but it's like, she might have been over the relationship and might have just milked it for the money while she was there. like Kim Kardashian is, because
Yeah.
she definitely owns Yeezy a little bit now. So,
And I was listening to some of the old Kanye, and like he has definitely always said ridiculous shit.
yeah, man,
like
he hopped on the fucking
always.
stage. I'm gonna let you finish, but beyond, nigga, are you crazy?
drinking Henny out the bottle
Oh,
at the
man.
awards. Shit was lit.
I feel so bad. Oh yeah, and then since Charlamagne's friends with him, basically he told Charlamagne, I have bipolar disorder, but then, and Charlamagne's saying like, I can tell when he's on his meds and when he's not, because he said he got off his meds because he's now saying that it was sleep deprivation. And I'm like, nah, nigga, if a doctor
Gives you a prescription
to bipolar and you're going
you
to a good
most
doctor,
likely need it.
he's
Most
going
likely.
he's going to a good doctor, because
Yeah.
you know they're not going to them bullshit doctors that they give us normal
Mhm.
people. He's going to real expensive, renowned doctors, and they're saying you have bipolar. Nigga, you're bipolar.
You gotta
my
listen
nigga. And you've been bipolar since before your mama died. Like, look at his behavior.
Yeah.
He's been bipolar. So it's like, get back. Charlamagne was just like, this nigga needs to get back on his meds. Like, he's not right in the head. He even was gonna have a mental health talk with Kanye and have this whole like thing on TV, and canceled it just because
I feel like
Kanye's
that's
in the media.
embarrassing. Yeah.
Well, he was just saying like, I wanted to do this, but Kanye's in the media so much that the point won't even be paid attention to, because you guys are so focused on all the crazy shit he's doing. I was like, yeah, I understand. But now Charlamagne's doing a live therapy session with himself with a doctor, a black woman doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
I
gonna
need
be
her number.
I know, right? And it's gonna be live. It won't be like pre-taped live. It's going to be the moment you're watching it is the moment it's happening.
Shit.
So I'm excited. It's on VH1. I forget when, but
I gotta get somebody's password. I don't have cable. Right. I gotta get someone's password so I can watch that.
Yeah, like, and so that'll be very interesting. But yeah, Kanye.
Get it the fuck together. And then I wanted to show you,
babies.
before we got into like news, I wanted to show you some bullshit that has been happening. It's called nigger fishing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
I'm showing Nina pictures right now of the nigger fishing post that I found on Tumblr.
Man.
And
They're all faking being mixed with black.
have
you seen? Okay. So if you guys don't know what nigger fishing, so basically it's all girls we're seeing so far, but you know guys could be doing this too.
Dudes is doing this shit.
Yeah, there's girls who are clearly white or white mix, you know,
or some not black, or not even they don't look black to me. I don't know.
And they're doing basically what the Kardashians are doing, which is tanning the fuck out of themselves, like doing spray tan or
getting darker makeup.
Yeah, everything, just darkening themselves and doing black hairstyles, popular black hairstyles, and they're posting themselves online, and they literally do look like they have I mean, everyone has African origin, but they're looking like they have not Nigerian, African American background.
Yeah, like they look mixed. All of them look mixed.
And this one girl, I remember one of these pictures, one of the girls was like, oh yeah, I just braided my hair in cornrows last night, and then so her hair looked like a mixed girl's hair in the morning.
Oh wow.
And I was like, because her hair is naturally straight, or loose waves, loose
Yeah.
body wave is what they call it on the weave websites.
I'm just really confused as to why
Everybody wants to be black,
but this is surfacing like rapidly out of nowhere, I feel like, because I know that the Kardashians have been doing this, but it's just like this week this came, and then people had like all this evidence of all these other girls that have been doing it too, and I'm just like, well, how have I never heard of these things in like the masses like this? And then another thing, y'all niggas is weird. Can you please buy the pale foundation in the store that's made for you so that we can continue to have our colors?
Can you buy your?
Because we just got colors. Rihanna just gave us.
That's what I was just about to say. I said Fenty got you. Like Fenty has your color no matter how white. Because when
you
I
could be albino.
Yes,
and they have it.
They have albino colors. I think she had an albino
she
model.
She definitely did.
Like I remember when I went to get Fenty, like, because I ran out of my concealer, I was like, let me look, and I looked all the way. I said, damn, that's white as fuck. Like, it's so white that it's like chalk. Like, it's not even white anymore. It's like that. Like, it's albino.
Like, don't they call people like that alabaster? I'm not trying to be offensive.
Yeah, no. Fenty got you, and it's I I don't know. I guess being black is cool.
It is cool as fuck. I like it.
And so
until like something racist happens. But
right.
I mean, otherwise it's pretty lit.
They'll be black until basically, and that's the thing is like they wouldn't be black. They'll not try to get my color. They'll just try to be that. They just look mixed with like Hispanic and white, or white and black, or Hispanic and black, or black and white. Like,
I just can't give too much to this situation.
Yeah.
I just will pray for them and hope that they stop doing this shit.
Yeah, don't say nigger people who aren't black, but look up nigger fishing.
Yeah,
because then you'll see what we're talking
about.
Well, yeah,
you'll have to type it in.
Yeah,
so we'll give you that pass to type it in and look for it. Okay.
And they're like, they're not black, they're all white or something else, and so they already have colored eyes, so it makes them look even more mixed, you know, because they're like a light-skinned girl with green eyes, or a light-skinned girl with blue eyes, or gray eyes.
Come out white as fuck, and you can't figure out why.
Like Kylie. I'm like, the funny thing is Kylie's baby really does look like her, but I'm just like, she's the baby's gonna be cute because it's part black. It's not gonna have all of Kylie's genes. It's gonna have her little whiteness, and then Travis black. Like she said, her baby's lips are what she wished her lips looked like. You know, like her lips are exactly the type of lips she wanted.
Just go back to the doctor.
I know, right?
That's all you gotta do.
She does every couple of months.
Yeah, you've done it before. Just go back.
So you guys, oh my God, who voted? Meow. Okay, it's like kind of sad because I was telling Ashley before we started taping, like I know people who did not vote because they think that, like, first of all, definitely the next, now that I had practiced and like studied the booklet,
as you should,
and now that I understand, like, we definitely need to do some sort of education in the future when next time there's voting coming around. I think the presidential election will be the next time, or next November.
I think so.
Presidential,
because I don't know. Like, I know we have the midterms, which I didn't realize were a thing because they never have been this big or this heated.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I'm ignorant. I don't know about these things. I just know my mom always gives me a ballot whenever it's time to vote because I always do absentee because I used to move a lot. So she's always just like, oh yeah, you gotta fill out your ballot. I'm like, all right, well, just like hook me up, tell me what to do.
Right.
Like, I was being very like negligent and ignorant about it. I didn't do any type of research in the past.
Yeah.
I still voted though.
It's crazy. I'm looking at this shit like, we vote on daylight savings?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Okay, I knew about that one, yeah.
But I didn't know that daylight savings was a California thing. I thought it was a worldwide shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're just being special.
What? How? What?
I just wanted to be sunny all the time. So any way that we can have that happen, I'm down for it.
Honestly, this year has been the worst when it comes to getting dark early. Because I was driving to work and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon and the sun was at the beginning of starting to set. And I was like, nigga, the day just started. Like, look at the clock now. The sun's about to start.
That's why I be getting depressed this time of year. That shit fucking sucks. I get off work and it's dark. Like, a nigga needs the sun.
I love gloominess as in gloomy weather. But this dark shit is actually like depressing.
Do it. And I used to be afraid of the nighttime as a child. Like, so it's just like, this is doubly as depressing. Like, afraid of the nighttime. I don't know why. I just really hated the nighttime.
There was a period where I was afraid of the nighttime too. So that makes sense. That's so funny.
One of those irrational fears that I had. Like, I'm perfectly fine now, but I wouldn't even want to like step outside when it was dark.
Damn.
Like, I was like, no, I'm good.
That makes sense.
Where are we going?
I mean, as a child, it makes sense. And the other one where we voted on
the housing. Was it that one?
Yeah, the rent control. I don't even remember what I put.
Me either.
But I'm like,
hopefully it was the right thing.
Yeah,
but it still didn't work. So
we fucked up.
Yeah,
like California fucked up.
Like, niggas, it's expensive. Like,
all I like in general, I'm super Democrat because I vote, like I was telling Ashley before we started taping, anything that if they raise my taxes to help people, take my money. That's just how I am, and that's how you're supposed to be as a child of God anyway. And so it's like, go ahead, you know, like it's just funny that as people who are ignorant, we're voting on shit where I'm like, oh, I didn't know that we vote on shit like this. This how it goes.
It's like I guess we do have control somewhat.
We do, and the next election, I'm definitely gonna take it way more seriously. I'm gonna do research instead because they do give you like a brief
little synopsis of it, but like that's not enough.
And the statement from like the people, but you could actually take their statement and then look up what they did online. And so it's like I'm gonna do that more next year or 2 years from now.
Don't they send a voter education booklet prior to? They do. They send a voter education booklet prior to sending out, like, if you do an absentee ballot or even before voting, because I remember I've seen the 2 booklets on my table.
Oh, okay, so I only got 1 booklet, and it was the one that has possibly, and I'd be down to get it too. Yeah. It was the one that has like the sample ballot with it, like basically exactly what the shit would look like. That's the only one I got.
I think that might be the educational one, and you don't do absentee, that's why. So I get 2. I'll get the education booklet, and then I'll get the absentee ballot.
I want to do absentee just because I got lucky this time. I just had free time, luckily, because sometimes I just don't, but like, so I just, luckily it's across the street,
exactly,
so I just ran across the street, and then I left the house right after, like, and because I filled it out in the book before going and like read everything. I did it the night before, no, the morning of. I woke up early because daylight savings is fucked up now, so I wake up at 7 a.m.
Yep.
And so I woke up at 7 a.m., filled out the whole thing, and then literally, and I wasn't sure if it was like a test, where it's like, you can bring your booklet in.
A test?
Yeah. So I literally was in there for like 5 minutes max. Okay. Literally was just like looking at my booklet, like do. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then just went. And then when they had all the stuff for like, I think it was for the House of Representatives, they have all those names. I left all that shit blank. Okay. I was like, I didn't research it. I'm not gonna.
And that's the important thing that we needed, Nina.
People do, but that's the thing. People do ignorant votes.
Yeah, they do.
I'm only gonna fill out what I know, and I did not have time to look up all those fucking people. Like, I was like, I think
Is there like a YouTube channel where somebody explains all of the people before elections? Because if there is, I am willing to promote that shit, and I'm willing to watch that shit.
Write that down
so that I can know if it's a thing. Somebody needs to let me know.
Voting for the House.
Yeah, because I don't know shit. I just know that the Democrats need to win it over to slow this evil motherfucker Trump down. Trump, that works too.
Trump, yeah, like a shrimp.
Yeah, that nigga's weird. I hate his hand gestures.
I hate him. And I was telling her I hate that word, but I hate him.
He's one person that I could actually say that and not recant that statement.
Him and the devil so far. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, he's rude as fuck. Like, his press conference that he had the day after the midterms, I was at a hospital waiting, and we were watching it, and this dude never lets anybody complete their question. Their question comes out and he's cutting them off and answering before the question's even finished.
Mind you, he didn't answer questions.
No.
And Charlamagne the God was saying on the podcast, he was like, he is the best gaslighter because he will divert you so much with his bullshit that you won't even realize that he never answered the question.
Yep.
I'm like, yep, that's exactly what happened.
That was the entire press conference. He called that black lady racist when her question was completely valid.
Oh my God. And then what's his name? Acosta, he took his press pass. He was the one where he was cutting him off because the guy was saying, yeah, in your advertisements about illegal immigrants, it shows people jumping over fences and stuff like that, or saying like what was he saying? He was not terrorist, but he was saying like invasion. He was like, is it an invasion? He was like, well, those pictures are real. It's like, that's not even his question.
Yeah,
it's just saying that you're talking about all these invasions. These niggas ain't an invasion. An invasion is what Christopher Columbus did to the Indians. That's a fucking invasion. It's what the Spaniards and the Europeans and all of them people did to fucking Africa. And I was telling my friend, I was
like invasion, you have to be stronger than the other party,
right,
to have an invasion happen. Otherwise, you are a refugee.
Right.
It's literally those two things, or a visitor.
They are literally seeking refuge.
Yes,
because
if you're walking from far ass Honduras to America to the United States, something scary is happening.
Right.
That's a long ass fucking
somebody
distance. I need to see how far they're walking.
You know, it's the cartel. They said the cartel in Mexico is more powerful than the Mexican government. Yep. And you don't want to know something super funny that I just read? The cartel is leading in avocado.
Oh God!
They took over the avocado market, and you know we fuck with avocado heavy.
Do. This is my shit. Avocados is my shit.
They know what's good. Like, they really know what's good. And okay, so I wrote down a couple things during that press. So he removes he takes the press pass away from Acosta. He's rude to like two black women.
He's rude to those people that can't speak English well.
It's like, nigga. And then Trevor Noah was like, your wife can't speak English well. How do you not understand these niggas? Like, oh my gosh. And Trevor Noah actually had a great, we looked at his breakdown just so, even though we knew everything that was going on, we wanted to watch it just so we got all the points, basically, because, you know, he covers everything in a funny way, but he still covers everything. And he basically said at the end, which was a great quote, we've seen Trump for the 2 years when he's winning. Let's see how Trump is in the 2 years when he's losing, because as we know now, the Democrats have taken over the House of Representatives. And when I was discussing this with my dad, he was saying that the House of Representatives can now subpoena these tax returns that he wasn't showing anybody, all these things that Trump was hiding.
He wants to hide.
Yeah, because the Republicans were in the lead of the House of Representatives prior, and so they weren't going to do any of that. They're like, no, we need to stay on his side. But now that the Democrats run it, I can't wait. Turn the fuck up. And shout out to Maxine Waters, who is the head of the Financial Services Committee in the House of Representatives. I know she actually has a title like chair or something, but she's the head of financial. And I'm like, thank you, God.
We need somebody black.
The only thing that I'm afraid of is because statistically, since I studied finance, the recession seems like it's about to happen. And I feel like they're going to blame that on Maxine Waters. But I really hope that they turn it and blame it on Trump, because he's talking about the black unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. And all these things I've done. No, these are parlaying off of Obama because things take time. You actually didn't do none of this shit. The shit that comes after you is the shit that you caused, which is the recession, all these
just like how
things.
When Obama got into office, everybody was saying like he literally had to come in and clean up things because Bush did such a horrible job as a president.
Yeah.
So
it's like, and Obama cares about other people. So I believe in Obamacare. Like I said, if it takes more of my tax money to help people, I'll take it. The only point that I can say that I understand on the representative side is
you mean Republican side?
On the, sorry. On the Republican side is these illegal aliens that are coming in and getting some sort of citizenship or whatever they're getting, they're able to get health care. So basically we're helping pay for people who aren't citizens of America who just came here. But at the same time, like I said, I'm a child of God.
Yeah, they're people.
And you can't be attached to your money like that. Like you always say, like money comes and goes. You can't even be attached to, like, obviously save your money, invest in stocks.
But if you have to spend some, oh well.
In the larger scheme of things, they're always going to take about 30% out of our damn paychecks. So we're used to it as Californians. Like when we move, like I feel like one day I'll move to Texas or Atlanta. I'm gonna just be happy because less taxes are going to come out. But I was born here. Since I started working at 16.
I'm used to this.
Yeah,
We've
literally been working for a decade now.
Yeah,
we've been having 30% taking out for 10 years.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like
I don't want to think about it.
We're not fazed by it. It happens. We just work more to make more money. Plus our wages are higher because waitresses in Texas, they said minimum wage out there is like some low shit.
But they don't have state tax. And
exactly.
Then, like, cost of living is cheaper. They don't need
super
it.
Cheap.
Right.
Super cheap.
Remember those houses we looked at in Texas were reasonably priced for a reasonable house.
It was $100,000 cheaper
than out here for the same shit.
House.
Like they're cool over there.
And they had like more space too, like the more parking space.
They probably don't have as much smog as us. They definitely don't have as many wildfires as us.
Definitely
because California's on fucking fire. It's
Yes.
always on fucking fire.
And 23 people have passed.
That's
so far
terrible.
That's horrible. And then actually I screenshotted.
Oh yeah, it was Trump had some shit to say about us.
Bitch. Sorry,
I was
hate him
dude.
So much.
We can't help it that this shit is dry.
Yeah, like
that's literally the problem. And then people don't follow the laws about, or like even take regard to the signs that say fire risk is high today, because we literally have those signs right by our house. You see those signs up in the Calabasas area because I drive there for work. Like in a lot of areas that are fire risk, there are signs to say it. In Chino Hills, there's signs to say that the fire risk there because there's a lot of brush in those areas. And yes, citizens are required to like have their brush cleaned up, and like they have to, like, there are certain regulations to control the brush around your house so that you don't make your house more of a fire zone than it already is. So there's a lot going on in California.
And Trump's stupid ass said, first of all, he said, with proper forest management, we can stop the devastation constantly going on in California. Get smart. And then he said,
get smart. He really said that?
Right.
Oh, he's spicy.
Yeah, he's rude as fuck. He said, there's no reason for these massive, deadly, and costly forest fires in California except that forest management is so poor. Billions of dollars are given each year with so many lives lost. all because of gross mismanagement of the forest. Remedy now or no more Fed payments. And what people actually, I saw someone did the research and found out that a large percentage of forest management is not managed by California. It's managed by feds. So you guys
the federal
are fucking
government.
up. Mind you, when people say West Coast, they only think California.
Yep.
Only a few think Washington and whatever that other
Oregon,
state is. Yeah, because I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know.
It's by Canada.
I saw a map and it said California was labeled as like West Coast, and then right above us, Washington and Oregon.
Oh my God.
I don't know my states.
That's
Washington
funny.
or
Honestly,
Oregon.
I've forgotten all of mine.
They were labeled as weed. And then like, cause weed is
Yeah.
popular. And then the other place, where is it that weed is super popular? Colorado. That Colorado area was weed too. And I was like, that's really true.
That's
and
all
then
people think about.
Maine in the corner was like cold as fuck. And then Hawaii and Alaska was like islands. And like, that's really how, cause we don't know our states, cause there's fucking 51, I think. I don't even think there's 50.
Oh yeah, because of like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there's 51. But
we just adopted some shit.
They're so disrespectful to Puerto Rico. It's like, you're part of the United States, and these niggas treat you like you're not, though. You're so fucking
they're the
rude.
cousin. They're the stepchild.
Yeah, it's the stepchild.
Yeah, they're like,
Fucking
oh,
send
slavery used to happen here. Some of y'all are descendants of slaves. Oh yeah, we can't help
Oh,
you.
yeah, we don't fuck
Sorry.
with y'all got it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Y'all good. Like,
You good down there?
Trump is so fucking disrespectful. I actually saw a post that said, damn, all of us in California were raised in such a diverse little bubble. We didn't even realize how racist the rest of the United States is. Because how long has California been blue? Like, when was the last time California was red? I'm sure it was red at some point. But fucking when? Because, yeah, look that up. When was the last time California was a red state? You know, because it's just so diverse out here. And yes, we have racism because we still have hoods. We still have Oakland, LA, and all these other random hoods. Like, even Orange County got some ghetto ass areas. Like, so yeah, we still have racism and all that shit. But when?
We were last red in 1952 through 1988.
1952 through, oh damn, so right before we were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see when we turn that shit around. Hopefully California never gets red again. Like, at least in our lifetime.
Yeah, I really hope. Yeah.
But the way history is moving, you know.
Ooh, man, we're a read.
Ooh. But, you know, the Democrats control the House for the first time in 8 years. So I'm so excited for the Democrats to be on Donald Trump's ass. And then, about him firing Jeff Sessions.
Yes,
Explain
this is
that.
just a whole fucking bunch of shit. So, Nina and I, who did we watch before this on CNN?
Trevor Noah?
Trevor Noah, yes.
Is he on CNN? He's on Comedy
Is he on
Central.
CNN?
He's on the news show on Comedy
I don't know. It was
Central.
on YouTube. We watched him, though. Shout out my brother.
He was the one who gave us the recap. Trevor Noah got it on lock.
So Jeff Sessions was helping in the Mueller investigation. So the Mueller investigation is a probe that this FBI agent has against President Trump. So this dude, I'm going to read he's actually an attorney for the FBI. I'm going to read about this guy because he is a badass motherfucker. You knew that. I was like,
yeah. I felt it.
Okay, so Robert Swan Mueller III is an American attorney who served as the sixth director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's a hard word to say. From 2001 to 2013. A registered Republican, he was appointed by President George W. Bush. President Barack Obama gave his original 10-year term a 2-year extension. So that means that nigga is good. Because he's the longest serving FBI director since J. Edgar Hoover. I don't know who that is.
Hoover. Nigga, that sounds like a long
right, Hoover? That's an old ass name. Okay.
I'll look that up while you're right.
He's currently head of the Special Counsel investigation of Russian interference in the 2016 United States elections and related matters. So
Hoover died in 1972.
Oh,
that's how you know.
Damn.
That was a long time ago. The nigga died in 1972.
Oh, that was the year after he graduated. That Robert Mueller graduated from University of Virginia School of Law.
Okay.
Yeah. So he only worked outside of school for 3 years in San Francisco until he was appointed as an assistant U.S. attorney, ASUSA, like what's her name? Angela from
Valdez.
Yeah, Angela
from
Valdez from Power. So before his appointment as FBI director, Mueller served as a United States attorney, as AUSA. That
Yeah.
I can't.
That is hard to say.
For the
AUSA.
criminal division and as acting U.S. Deputy Attorney General. So this nigga is the shit. And then I also had to look up what the Attorney General is. So this is the Attorney General is the chief lawyer of the federal government of the United States and the head of the United States Department of Justice. So basically they just like rule all that shit. Like they're this see it all, know it all. So Jeff Sessions was assisting Mueller in the investigation of Russia and their interference in the 2016 election. So Sessions receded from the investigation, aka saying he wasn't going to help anymore.
Okay.
And then shortly after that, he was fired.
Literally the day after the midterm.
Yes. And he was fired because Trump no longer had an inside man to help him and like keep the investigation from coming to him. That's what it seems like. Okay, all of us know that this is true, and like the biggest shit show in American history is going down right before our eyes.
Right.
And there's nothing we can do about it. Well, we're trying. The midterms helped.
One of the biggest shit shows in American history, because America been fucking up,
right?
For centuries.
So after he fired Jeff Sessions, president, use that term loosely, Trump hired Matthew Whitaker. So Matthew Whitaker was on CNN being interviewed, and he said the way that he would halt the investigation is that he would cut down the funding for Mueller so that Mueller essentially had no more funds to run his investigation, thus halting the investigation and making it go away, because he feels that Mueller's probe into this investigation has been taken too far, because now they're requesting financial documents from the president, which he doesn't want to give up. He doesn't want to give up those things because he's saying this is an investigation into Russia and it's not an investigation into him or his finances. Right. But my nigga, you could have gotten money from Russia or given money to Russia to aid in you winning the election.
Yeah.
So
hence you're full of shit. Yeah. So that's actually a great educational topic, because, and it's cool.
We're none of that shit.
We're 26 and we're just finally like really understanding how voting works, and like trying to not fully understanding, just starting
and
to
how
understand
America works. And I hope I told the story correctly. I actually did some research and I pulled up articles. I am trying.
Please correct us.
I don't know about this stuff,
and we want to learn. So feel free to correct us, and feel free to tell us stuff that we're missing.
Exactly, because I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, and mind you, all this happened in one day. So Trump went off on the reporters. He fired Sessions, and he hired that guy that went on the news and said, if he was appointed that position, this is how I would make the investigation end. Sus-fucking-spect.
Man, I can't wait till, like, Trump is as old as Bill Cosby, basically, and I hope he just gets shitted on the same way Bill Cosby did. Like, even though we still feel bad for that old nigga, like, we will not feel bad for Trump.
I don't want to be in here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nigga, that's the point.
But yeah, it's like, because Trump is just embarrassing the fuck out of
all of us.
Because even though half of us did not vote for him, well, actually more than half of us, because we won the popular vote. Yeah. More than half of us did not vote in him. People who are not from here are assuming we're all dumb Americans because of the shit that's going on right now. So that's a good wrap up of our
I had like one more quick one. It was just about California.
I was gonna say wrap up of our like political shit.
Yeah. Because I can't do that for a long time.
I got a couple other stuff.
My brain cells started hurting after I get into it for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I saw something on the internet. I didn't think it was true, but then I looked it up and it is true. In Northern California, I think San Jose to be specific, they are hiring the homeless.
I did see that.
Yeah, to clean up trash.
For $15 an hour.
I will go fake homeless so fucking
Look at
quick.
God. Honestly, that's so good, because I feel like these homeless people, like, on top of mental health, they just don't have anyone who's going to hire them. Like, DJ Envy, you know how they're all buying houses in Detroit and flipping them? They got a house and they found someone squatting in the house. It was a veteran who just was homeless, didn't have shit, and like the dude was like, I'm super sorry, like I just don't have anywhere to go.
And it's cold as fuck in Detroit.
It's cold as fuck. So... You know what DJ Envy did? He hired him. Okay. So now he's part of the team helping flip the house. And I'm like, that's a child of God.
That is what you do, God.
That's what you do.
What the fuck you do for people.
Help people. Like
fuck.
That's why it's like I'm one of those people who doesn't like to give money to the homeless because yes,
no.
they do use, some of them aren't even homeless, and then some of them use it on drugs and bullshit. That's why you give food to the homeless, because all they can do is eat it.
Yep.
And obviously you're gonna sometimes come across those homeless people who are like, I don't want
this. I've come across that, and I want to slap the shit out their hands, but you know what I did? I closed my mouth and walked away.
Yeah, I feel like we should do that one day.
Oh my
like
God.
We should do a we wanted to do charity eventually. It would be really cool if we could like gather people together and be like, hey, let's all put down, because you can get a dollar menu. It's like we can all buy like 20 burgers, every person spend 20.
Or like, what's that thing, the brown paper bag where they like make a like they make a meal in a bag and then go hand it out to the homeless. Or like how people get feminine products and they distribute it out to people, things like that.
Yeah, we could do all that all in one.
And then there is that soap, that waterless soap. I need to find out how to buy it. We could give that to people.
Yeah, so we should do that, because me and Ashley we're talking about charity for a while now, and that's actually
I like helping people.
And we live so close to LA, and we do our studio in LA, and we pass by Skid Row often.
And our studio, okay, not the studio, the surroundings of where the studio is located has gotten more homeless people since the last time we went there.
Me and Ashley, when we did our last episode, I was like, Ashley, there were not tents this close to our studio before. There's tents now, and tents represent, like, we see that on Skid Row a lot, so tents mean people are living there. It's like, so there's a lot of people to help, especially in Los Angeles, you know, and sometimes people need hope. And that's why I told one of my friends, like, I just smile at everybody. Like, instead of just giving,
because you don't know.
You never know. Because you never know. You might be smiling at someone who hasn't been smiled at in 5 years, 10 years, because people are looking at them like, oh, fuck, no, ew, what the fuck, ew. They look dirty. They look deranged.
This story I read, it's like so fucked up.
What?
So
tell me.
It's long, but I'll tell it.
Yeah, give us a short synopsis.
I'll try. So this lady, the story starts off with like, everybody says it's easy being a prostitute. Well, it's not. So this lady was a prostitute for 25 fucking years.
Jesus.
25 fucking years. So the story starts off where her mom died when she was 6 months old.
Damn.
And she had a young mother. Her mom was like, she was a teenager. I just know that much. Her mother died, so she lives with her grandmother. Her grandmother raises her. But the problem with her grandmother is that her grandmother's alcoholic. So she comes home with men and she passes out drunk, and the men
rape her.
Yes, they molest the little girl when she's like 5, starting at age 4 or 5. So she's always getting molested. And then outside of her house are hookers. And she sees the hookers out there, and she asks her grandma. And she always was envious of the hookers because they look good. Like, and she said she called them shiny. And she was like, I always wanted to be shiny when I grew up. So her grandma, she like asked her, like, Grandma, what do those girls do? Like, why are they out there? And she's like, those women take off their panties and men give them money. So that's what her grandma tells her. And she's like, oh, okay.
All I have to do is take off my panties.
So she's a fast ass little girl. By the time
she's already getting molested already.
Yep.
So.
And that's what she knows. She's like, well, I'm already taking my panties off already. Like, what's up? What else is there? So by the time she's 14, she has 2 kids.
Jesus.
2 fucking kids, right? And her grandma,
I know her period started early.
Earliest, like it probably started like 8. And so her grandma's like, you need to be bringing some money up in this house because these kids, they're expensive. So this bitch dresses up in like this little tight ass, cheap ass outfit. I think she said her dress was like $2, and she had on some little plastic heels, and she put on some lipstick and goes and stands on the corner. Wow. And she basically becomes a hooker. And she said the guys loved that she was young. They got excited. She said almost it was almost as if they got excited when they found out that she was only 14.
Was this a TV show? Because I heard of something called Whore's Glory.
No, it was an article. I don't remember the source of it.
Okay,
but
continue. Okay. So they were perverted, and they liked that she was a kid, because these niggas do like to fuck kids, disgusting ass niggas.
So she gets kidnapped by 2 guys one time. They hit her with a pistol, stuff her in the trunk, and they're like beating her ass in the trunk. At least I think that's what that part was. And then they take her to a hotel. And
so they get off on that shit.
Wait. First they rape her in the woods. Why do people take people to the woods to rape them? Like, I understand it's quiet, but why are you trying to have sex in the dirt? And then they take her to a hotel and lock her in a closet for a few days and don't feed her. And like she said, that's what pimps do to like break you down, to ruin your spirit. And they're like, and so she said, pimps always tell you like, you just got to get through this bad part, and then after this it's gonna be good. And she's like, well, it's never, like, there's never any good. She's like, the horrible just gets more horrible. She said she was stabbed 13 times,
Jesus
shot
Christ.
5 times.
And these are separate
events.
Jesus.
Yes, she's been raped, gang raped. Of course, yeah.
She's been shot 5 times.
Yep. She's been beat. All of this shit. So the last time that she got beat, this guy pushed her out of his car going 40 miles per hour, and her dress got caught in the door. So he dragged her for like 5 blocks, I want to say. And so all her skin was gone on like one side of her body and one side of her face. And she gets taken to the emergency room, and she goes in the emergency room, excuse me, and she overhears an officer talking to one of the nurses because he came to investigate it. And he's like, oh no, that's just a hooker. Like, she probably just got beat by some John because she tried to steal his money. And so then they take her out of her room in the emergency room and put her back in the fucking lobby. They were like, yeah, you're not important anymore. And so she's sitting in the lobby for hours.
Holy
and she said
shit.
That's when she had the realization, thinking like, what good has come of this? Like, what am I getting out of this life? And a doctor, I think it was a resident physician, because those are like damn near usually the only nice ones,
right?
Or the ones that like still truly care.
They're not
just
cold-hearted
anymore. Yeah, because you get desensitized,
right?
Not making excuses, just saying it happens.
Yeah, no, people that I know that work in hospitals say they've seen so many people die that they're cold now.
Yeah, like shit's bad all the time, so you have to learn to brush it off.
Yeah.
So the doctor comes and talks to her, and they're like, what happened to you? Like, we got to get you help. And then they give her a way out. They give her information to go to like this Safeway house. So she goes to this house. She said she doesn't have to work, doesn't have to pay bills. They said they literally let her focus on getting better, and they told her you can stay as long as you would like. So she ends up staying at the house for 2 years. And she starts doing work with like other girls that have been involved, like charity work, to give back to them. And she said she noticed how like nobody really cared about these girls, and like half the time they would go back to the life because that's all that they knew. And so
damn, that sucks.
She reconnects with the doctor that helped her, or she stayed in contact with the doctor, and they start a foundation for girls that have been sexually abused or like came from the life, and it's called the Dreamcatcher Project. And so they help women that have been like sexually abused or like have had to been prostitutes. And so yeah, she's not even that old. Like, she was like 40 something.
Does she look fucked up?
No, she actually looked pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'm like, where is the AIDS part in this story?
Okay,
like, sadly, where is the AIDS?
No, when you got to the part of the hospital and the doctor talking to the nurse, I was waiting for you to say she got AIDS, but it never came. Like, I was like, oh. Okay.
And I forgot to mention, the nurse is fucked up, because when the officer's like, yeah, she's just a hooker, she starts laughing. She's like, oh yeah, I know, probably. And then they make her come out the room. Yeah. Yeah.
That is rough. God bless that lady. I mean, she's good now.
Right? And she's helping other people. So
yeah, hopefully
that's a good thing. But
people.
That story shook me.
That's so sad. And that's the thing. One of my coworkers, he has 2 kids, and his baby mom's is trying to introduce her new boyfriend to the kids, but she only been with the nigga for like a month or less.
No.
And I was telling him, like, no, you're right. She shouldn't be introducing that nigga to your kids. And I was telling him, I was like, and that's the thing is, because he was like, what if she introduces him and then she starts having that nigga babysit the kids? And we've already been seeing these stories where people's boyfriends are killing kids,
killing kids, beating kids,
sodomy,
raping kids.
No. And I was telling him, I said,
your kids should not be alone with
you
anybody.
need to be in a relationship for a minimum of a year before introducing your kids, not 1 month and you're already, man.
And I would not leave my kids with strange people until my child can talk, because little kids be telling the truth. They don't lie. For the most part, they don't lie. And if something happens to them, I would like my child to be able to communicate it. But I'm not down for just leaving kids with like strange people you do not fucking know.
So terrible, man. And it's like that prostitute lady, you could tell like she had no fucking chance.
No.
Her mom died. Do you know how her mom died?
I don't remember how she died.
It just sounded like she either overdosed or got killed.
Right.
But it's like, then the grandma wasn't shit either. Like, no
an alcoholic and bringing strange men home.
Yeah.
But like, in the story, she like vouched for her grandma. She was like, yeah, my grandma was good, but she just had a problem. I'm like, yes, it is a problem, but like, bitch, get a grip.
Her grandma didn't know no better. And if her mom died young like that, her grandma
she was probably depressed as fuck.
Her grandma had to be like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
Like a young person. Because now that we're older and we hang around people that range between 22 to 45, like we realize how young that 40 is, you know, like
it's not old at all.
Yeah, it's not old.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah, so I know, right?
Life gets more miserable from here. Just kidding. Right? There's good parts.
There's a meme.
Bills are just like the worst part.
There's a meme that I sent to my friend. And sorry, you guys are just gonna have to fucking wait.
They have all the patience. If they made it this far, you have all the fucking patience.
It said, "Oh, cool things about being an adult: eat chips whenever you want, no bedtime, tired all the time, sad all the time." Wait a sec.
Yeah, that's not benefits.
We've lost it. I died. That was so funny. Only other pop culture I wanted to talk about was one story that I don't care about is Kim Kardashian's friend Larsa Pippen married to Scottie Pippen. They're getting a divorce. But come to find out she cheated on him with Future, which I'm like, bitch, your standards are low. If me as a regular bitch who doesn't have shit, I would not fuck Future. Like,
or like that dumb girl that was mad that she paid for her plane ticket to see Future and have sex, and then when she got there didn't want to have sex and he didn't come see her. Like bitch, you knew it was good.
Future is trash. Yeah. Like, what do you guys think this nigga's gonna?
He don't even like himself. Why you think he gonna like you?
Niggas like that, those are honestly niggas like that, those are the niggas that you disrespect. Like, those are the niggas that you get money out of.
Not these nice niggas.
Not these nice ones. You get money out of Future and don't give him shit. That's the nigga, because he is the trashiest nigga.
You're gonna have to fuck Future if you want something,
you know, and then having a baby but he's with somebody else. And then okay, to end pop culture, which is really fucking sad, Angela Simmons' baby daddy Sutton was shot. They said it was a home invasion, but now they're saying it was like an argument outside the front of his house and someone shot him. The guy already
fist fight.
I know, right?
Come on,
niggas be pussy.
They do,
you know. But that guy already turned himself in, but he's saying he didn't do it. They're just saying that he did it, so he turned himself in so it wouldn't be more problems. And then the last but not least, which is super sad, the Borderline bar shooting. It's just super sad. 12 people died, and then the shooter killed himself.
Oh, you know the worst? I feel like the worst part is that people that were at the country music festival last year in Vegas were at the bar. You know, some survivors of it were at the bar, and people from your school.
Yeah, no, a girl from my school died.
Oh shit.
Yes. Tamara's niece
died. Yeah.
Died.
Yep.
And she went to Pepperdine, and she just graduated high school in May.
She was a baby.
And then some of the survivors from the Las Vegas shooting died.
Oh my God. I didn't know they died. I knew they were there. I didn't know they died.
The saddest fucking video of the mom, one of the moms of them, she was like, my son was at the Las Vegas shooting last year, and now he's dead at this shooting. And he was like, don't send. She was crying but pissed. You know when you're like sad, crying, pissed. She was all of it. She was like, don't send me. Sorry for your loss. Reform gun laws. I'm sick of. Like, she was pissed. Like, and I totally understand it. Like, just super pissed off.
That's
like,
horrible.
I felt so bad for her. So 2 guys who survived the Las Vegas shooting died in that thing. Also, this article. This is really fucking sad. So I'm just gonna summarize this. Okay, so the guy
we can get off of this.
Yeah, because it's so sad. So the guy's name was Ian David Long. He killed 12 people. They said he was bullied a lot because he had a crooked eye. He was a veteran, so he also might have had mental health issues, and police were called at his house a couple months earlier for some loud, like, something going on. So some weird shit was going on. His neighbor said he moved in there when he was in middle school, so he's seen the boy grow up, and he said the boy was like a recluse. He didn't hang out with people or nothing, and then he went to the army. And so this guy, 28, first of all, usually it's niggas who are not in our age range. Yeah. Usually. So this also touched.
But I guess those mental breaks are occurring younger and younger just because shit's so fucked.
Shit is so fucked up. And social media is fucking people up.
Like that thing I sent you today from that church, that sermon talking about, like, when you're envious or sad, it's like because you're sad because you don't have somebody else's life.
You're sad because you saw somebody
else's life.
You see someone skinnier than you, and now you hate your weight.
Yeah.
You see someone's house, and now you don't want a bigger house. You see someone's new car, now you want a new car. You see someone's relationship that looks great because Instagram. All relationships look perfect on Instagram.
Then you're not grateful for yours.
And then you want to relate, or you're single and now you want a relationship. It's like, and that is so true. Like, you see things that make you want things. Like, and that was, I like that you said, that's why I put the little praise hands, because I was like,
I like that pastor. He's like one I can actually rock
super
with.
Cool.
He's in Florida though, sadly. I can't go there.
But he's like, it's just like, it brings you back down. That's why it's like, when like my mom tells me, oh, like we hope that you get your whole career set up soon. It's like, first of all, I just graduated 2 months ago. Like,
chill out.
Down. August, calm down. Graduating in August. And just the year hasn't even ended yet. But it's like, I'm not worried. I told her that. I said, I'm not worried at all. Like, and I know your parents are supposed to be worried about you, but I'm not worried because, for one, I'm not comparing my career to anyone else's, but also it's like 5 years ago, I didn't even think I'd be here. So how am I going to sit there and expect myself not to be doing better in 5 years? So it's like, don't compare yourself to what other people have. Like, the only people I'm envious of is how the fuck my parents got this house.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
How'd you
like,
guys buy this,
how
Mom?
y'all afford
Dad,
that?
how?
4 kids? How?
Right.
How?
Exactly.
How'd you do that? You know?
Like, honestly, I think every day how stupid my parents were for having 4 kids. I don't know why the fuck they did that. And I'm the last one. Like, you think I wouldn't think that, but I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are stupid.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, obviously, if I'm super financially secure, like, I just don't want to pop them all out. I definitely I do want to adopt. And I've also considered, like, having a child, adopting a child, having a child, adopting a child, and then when my kids grow up, adopting a grown kid.
That's a lot of fucking kids.
Yeah, like, it's only if I'm financially secure enough to do it, though. If I don't have the finances. Yeah, I know. When. Yeah, like, when I'm in the place to do it, I do want to do these things, but I do want to have, I don't like to use the word kids of my own because I feel like that insults the adopted kids. But I want to have like 3 of my own and then maybe adopt 3, but that means I'm making a lot of money in my mind, And so, but sorry, we went off track.
Right, sorry.
So the fucked up thing about the shooter, Ian David Long, he posted on Instagram at 11:24 p.m. That's crazy because didn't they say the call came out at 11:19 p.m.? This nigga was posting on Instagram.
God, you go kill people, post on Instagram, then kill yourself?
This nigga posted on Instagram after shooting people. Mind you, people were like, oh, where was it? There was no security. There was security. The first thing he did was shoot the security guard. And then he walked in and shot the security guard that was standing inside. And then mind you, he's a vet, so he knows how to shoot. So they said he literally was just like, just like aiming, shoot.
That's scary.
And a ton of people were injured too, probably trampled and probably grazed.
Yes.
But they said at 11:24, which is 5 minutes after the first police call went in, he posted, "It's too bad I won't get to see all the illogical and pathetic reasons people will put in my mouth as to why I did it. Fact is, I had no reason to do it. I just thought, fuck, life is boring, so why not?" 3 minutes later, he posted, "I hope people call me insane," with 2 smiley faced emojis. Would that just be a big ball of irony? Yeah, I'm insane, but the only thing you people do after these shootings is hopes and prayers or keep you in my thoughts. He added, "Every time and wonder why these keep happening," with 2 smiley face emojis. He ended the killing spree by taking his own life. They took down his Instagram also.
Yeah,
but,
he just wanted to prove a point.
And it's like, yeah, he is insane. And he said he had
insane sounds clinical. I want to call that nigga sick. Like, yeah, he is sick.
He's sick.
There is no clinical definition for that in my eyes, in like psychology, like for sick.
You know what's really sad? I just wonder, all of these black people that go to jail for killing, I wonder how many of them were sick and not criminally minded, but just sick.
Okay, sadly, some of them are like borderline retarded or like mentally what is it called? Mentally handicapped.
Or mentally disabled.
Yeah.
They call it mentally disabled, I believe. Yeah, where it's like they not only are they not smart, they lack the ability to learn,
to even be smart. Like they never had the chance to be smart.
That's so true.
Stupid was the default. Yeah, for lack of a better word.
It's so sad. And I was saying, like, I'm actually scared, not because of like I think something's gonna happen to me, but it's because I don't know.
You know, like, it's like not even me, like my friends, like it could be anywhere, anytime, anything. And like I feel like there has literally been nothing done.
Nothing. So
I mean, if y'all want to write in ways to help with that, I'd like to know, because I need to do some research, because I literally like, what can we do besides make guns illegal?
Yeah, and it's
what else?
And it's fucked up because I want guns to be illegal, but I know that if I decide to move into my own house, I'm gonna get a gun.
Yeah,
and I don't.
But it's like, if you don't have a gun and nobody else has a gun,
right?
Why do you need a gun?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the problem is
That's
they're
like
not doing psychiatric. They not only should they do psychiatric testing, they should do follow-up testing. So you haven't had a test in 2 years. You need to come back in for an evaluation.
And if they're ex-military, that shit needs to be like on some other shit,
right?
Because they'll have PT. Like, I feel like that if you go to the military, there should be automatic counseling that you have to get once you get out.
But they won't fund that shit. That's why all these niggas is living on the street.
Yep.
Niggas who fought for the country. It's super fucked up. I'm like, America, man, you guys are supposed to be the best country, and that's the problem. You're supposed to. I mean,
I don't know if they're supposed to be the best country. They call themselves that, but they don't meet up.
Yeah.
Or live. They have never lived to those expectations.
That's the thing. If you call yourself that, you're supposed to be that, but you're not. Like, it's just so unfortunate. Rest in peace to all these people. That,
yes, I mean, prayers up.
There's been more people killed in mass shootings than there's been days in this year.
I saw, I said it was like 307 mass shootings have happened this year, and we're only like 311 days in whenever I read that.
Yes, that's what
so that's pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep praying because that's clearly all we can do. I guess God is gonna choose when he wants to take us home. Leave that up to God.
Yes,
you're here today, gone tomorrow. That's scary.
That's very scary.
All right, well, let's take a quick break.
Yeah. Hey everyone, interrupting the conversation very quickly to introduce you guys to a health plan program. So healthcare is a large topic of discussion as of late, and it's very important. You should always be on top of your health, going to regular doctor visits. So you can accomplish this with Health Plan USA. So Health Plan USA offers medical services, and they offer discounts on these medical services. So when you get a membership to Health Plan USA, which you can find at healthplanusa.org, or you can find them on their Instagram at healthplanusa, all lowercase. So once you're a member of Health Plan USA, you can take charge of your healthcare costs. A membership provides you discounts on a range of health-related services, including prescription drugs, dental, vision, and telehealth access. So that telehealth is very important in this day and age because for certain small things like pink eye, or if you have allergies and you need your prescription refilled, you don't want to go up to the doctor's office and go through a whole visit for this small little thing that can happen over the phone. So telehealth is one of those new things that's been introduced, but it's a time saver for this very busy society. And this service is offered at Health Plan USA, as well as dental and vision. I know that some healthcare plans do not offer dental and vision within them, or you have to pay like an extra fee to get those services. So Health Plan USA puts all of those together. They give you a list of physicians and hospitals that you can go to. You'll have a health advocate, diagnostic exams are available, dental care, as I said before, vision care, and prescription drugs. All of those things can be expensive, but Healthcare USA helps make them not so expensive. So if you guys want to check them out, visit them on their website, healthplanusa.org, or you can visit them on their Instagram at healthplanusa. So be sure to check them out if you need healthcare. It is open enrollment right now for most plans. So yeah, be sure to check them out. Back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, everybody, welcome back. And now we're going to get into something to like teach you guys a little bit of something, each one teach one out here. So I have always been, not always, but for a very long time in history, I have been saying how I'm going to quit my job and look for new work. So in the process of trying to figure out where I would like to work next or how I'm going to find my next job, I found this wonderful link on skillcrush.com, and this link provided 25 of the best sites for finding remote work. So if you live in California, or if you just work, period, you understand the struggle of having to go to work every day. That shit fucking sucks. Yep. I would rather stay at home.
Right.
So I have a list of the 25 best sites for finding remote work, whether you're looking for full-time jobs, part-time jobs, jobs in tech, or jobs in other industry. These sites are a go-to resource you need to start consulting stats.
Listen up, listen up.
All right. And I will also post the link in the description so you can follow up with it later.
Yep.
I am all about spreading the wealth. I know y'all want to work from home if I want to work from home.
Right.
All right, so the first couple of jobs are remote jobs, and it's just like it gives you the basic websites to find remote jobs, period. So the 5 of them, I believe there's 14. So one of them is Flex Jobs, and they have over 50 remote job categories. So this one's not so specific to tech, because I know when I think of remote jobs, I think of you're working in tech, most likely. Remote Co, Virtual Vocations, telecommuting positions in job fields like technical writing and paralegal. So if you're into that shit. Pangean is a mission to unite all 5 continents by connecting remote-minded companies and remote employees. So that's tight. Wow. You could be working in Europe and not be there.
Wow.
We work remotely. A simple, straightforward layout. This job board is a catch-of-all remote work-from-home jobs for customer service to web design to programming.
Wow.
Well, Remotive, bi-monthly newsletter for job seekers interested in working remotely. That's cool. Skip the Drive, hook a bitch up. A handy resource tab that lists authors to follow and sites to check for advice in the world of working remotely, and a reliable list of remote jobs. Okay, so that one educates you too. That one's fucking popping. Remote OK. Working Nomads, Jobspresso. I like the name of this one, so I'm going to read what it's about. Features a wide range of curated jobs in tech, marketing, customer support, and more. You can just search job openings and post your resume to be searched and seen by potential employers. Oh, so it's like Monster and like LinkedIn and what's that? Indeed. I don't know if people still use Monster.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Quick side note, websites like Monster, Indeed, and all that, they only cover about 7 to 10% of the entire hiring job market. So guys, get out there on the field,
branch out,
walk into buildings, look on Google for the corporate buildings in your area, and actually walk in, give your resume to them.
Wear a deodorant so you're not all nervous.
Yeah,
and sweaty.
don't dress like a dumbass.
Yeah,
like wear nice clothes.
Unless like you're going to like apply for a weed position, business cash. Europe remotely. So if you're looking for remote jobs with the European time zone. JobScribe is a site that sends out daily emails to job seekers with remote job listings at tech startups. Okay, I'm gonna have to use that. WFH.io. I know that's remote digital and tech jobs. Like the way that they wrote that, I knew that was tech. Outsourcely pairs up remote workers with employees seeking both full and part-time employees. Okay. So that's like that first section. Another one is these jobs offer flexible schedules, high pay, and creative work. Oh, okay. Power to Fly, Landing.jobs, Authentic Jobs, Dribble, Angelist, Stack Overflow. I use that website for school because they have like a what are those things called? A forum. And like sometimes like you'll ask a question and Google will take you there where people discuss the question and tell you like how they got led to the conclusion for the question.
Oh, okay.
GitHub Jobs. It's a hotbed of web development activity. Web developers use GitHub as a repository from projects they're working on where they can share code questions and discover with other programmers. Okay.
I know someone who's studying web development too. I need to send that to them.
Right. That's why I started researching tech jobs a little while ago because I'm like, bitch is actually about to graduate soon, and that's probably why I don't care about shit anymore.
Yep.
It's getting worse.
My life.
Yeah, I'm starting to care less and less. But I mean, the material is still getting done. Okay, so this one is more so for people that I guess have their own hustle because this fits you with freelance and contract jobs. So Top Towel Business, they focus on connecting business consultants with freelance corporate engagements. So you're basically just a consultant. Fever It's spelled FIVERR. I hope I'm saying it right. Jobs starting at just $5 a pop. Fiverr is a handy site for finding your first freelance gigs and building up a portfolio fast. So I know a lot of people in tech that's important to have a portfolio. So I need to use that. Upwork, Guru, freelancer.com. That one tells itself. Like if you're a freelancer, it finds you work. Freelancer map. Oh, you could search thousands of active IT projects looking for remote freelance team members.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
cool.
Fuck, that's tight.
Yeah.
Coworks. This is another freelance work platform for creative job seekers, graphic designers, illustrators, web designers, etc. And then gun.io is a freelance platform designed for specifically freelance web developers. And then there's like another section. I thought this was supposed to be a list of 25. Excuse me. I'm dying.
Cough it out.
Sorry, my throat got dry.
We didn't smoke, guys.
No, my throat's just dry because it's windy as fuck in California right now.
That explains the fires.
And I'm dying. Okay, so this last section is so that you could cast a wide net by searching these general interest job sites. So you have The Muse, Indeed, we already know about that. Career Builder has commercials, and Idealist. I've never heard about this, but it's exclusively a remote job board, but it still has hundreds of remote job listings worldwide. So this one doesn't just limit you to the United States like some of the other ones did. So I'll post this in the description so y'all can have a little repository of jobs and such and find you a new job. Stop driving. Pollution's bad in California. Gas prices are high. Driving is dangerous. I'm pretty sure I have increased my decreased my life expectancy because I drive. And like, I'm putting myself at risk.
And we increased our carbon footprint by how much we drive, you know? Yeah. So now you guys can just sit on an elliptical at home or sit on a bike was what I meant to say. Or even elliptical you could because they have the little screen things where you can put your tablet and book up.
You'd be chilling, get you a standing desk, get you stronger Wi-Fi, and you're on.
Yeah.
And like majority of jobs that are remote, they will provide you with better Wi-Fi, or they'll just say in the job description, because I remember when I was applying to Apple, like some of the requirements were to have a certain speed of internet, like, and if you didn't have that speed, of course you weren't going to be considered, because if you're technical support and you can't even connect and do what you need to do for this person, you're useless.
Right.
So yeah guys, I hope you guys find happiness. I hope you guys find a nice remote job that you would like to do.
We're all on the hunt, guys.
Yeah,
we're all on the hunt.
There's so many people I know that are either switching jobs right now,
hell yeah,
or looking to switch
because they hate their fucking job. So do what you want to do, guys.
Yep.
Let's get the hustle on. Let's make that millennial money.
Yeah. M's, nothing but M's. Okay, now time to get into our last little segment that we have called Look at God, I See You Universe.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I am so fortunate to have two this week. So the first one is that I called my credit card company and I asked them to increase my credit limit.
Hey.
And they did that shit. So it was so easy.
Yeah.
So easy. Like I asked them and she was like, oh yeah, all right, we got you. And literally did it while I was on the phone with her. And it reflected immediately on my account.
And explain to the people why you do that.
So, yes, I was getting to that. So the reason I increased my credit limit so that my amount of debt to the amount of available credit that I have is lower. So ideally you want it to be at like 20% of your credit limit. And so by doing so, the number that I increased my credit limit to did that. So in return, my credit score went up. I just got the notification today that my credit score increased. Like I knew it was coming. I just didn't know about how many points it would be. But look, I am white. On paper, I am fucking white. When you look at my credit score, what do you think I am? White. When you see my name next to that credit score, my social security number, what do you think I am? White.
And we live in the world where white helps.
It's better.
And there is like housing discrimination and shit.
Yeah.
So it will help to do everything over the phone and not meet them in person when you're trying to get that credit and shit, finance your house or whatever, mortgage. And so that's going to help a lot. Also, I think it's like they recommend 30% or lower, but I saw that the wealthiest people in the United States are at averaging 7 to 8%.
Okay.
So that's my ultimate goal.
I'm gonna get there eventually.
Yeah, that's my ultimate shit. My ultimate
there.
goal will be 7 to 8%.
I told myself I'm just gonna call them again in a few months. I'm like, hey, can you increase it again, please? Can I have another $5,000 increase, please? Please, just do that. And then I'm not gonna use it.
Exactly. What were the two things? It was have your credit increase and something else that I'm drawing a blank on because I did that earlier this year.
It can't be refinancing because they check your credit with that.
Something else. I mean, maybe I'll remember it later. But what's your second
My
one?
second look at God is yesterday, my boyfriend and I, we randomly decided to go get breakfast. And we went to this place that he suggested. We went to Maple House. And so while we were there, we heard these like people behind us saying thank you to the guy that was like sitting in the booth next to them. And so we're eating our food or whatever. And then the lady comes up to us. She's like, oh, I just want to let you know the gentleman behind you paid for you guys' meal.
Oh, and I was pay it forward.
But he had ended up paying for like 2 tables food.
Oh, that's nice.
And so like afterwards, like we said thank you to him, and like we're like thanks. We like asked him like why'd you do that? And he was like, it's just the godly thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, like right before we turned around and talked to him, I was in my phone typing and I was doing my look at God, and my boyfriend was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, just putting that in my phone. He's like, oh, look at God. I was like, yeah. And I was like, you already know. And so when we were talking to the guy and he was like, it was a godly thing to do, I was just like, you know what's so funny? I have a podcast, and you know how it always sounds like that when you say that?
Yeah.
I have a podcast and we have a section called Look at God, and I was writing that down so I wouldn't forget to say it. But that shit made me so happy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So my look at God is gonna be the only thing that I can think of. Okay, so I've had a puppy. He's almost 2, and
do not call animal control, please.
Yeah,
I'm gonna preface it with that.
Like Ashley is lucky enough to where her neighbors around me and Ashley, our homes are across the street from each other, but like cat a corner to each other. So we're not like directly, we're definitely diagonal. And so she's lucky enough to where her neighbors aren't fucking dicks and they don't complain about a whole bunch of shit, right? But my neighbors have literally complained about shit for like a decade now. They always like, and it's not even like we're quiet
You're
people.
Living.
Like we literally have the quietest house. Like we're quiet. You know, we don't do anything, but like they're just people, you know how there's people out there who just love problems.
Very unhappy.
And they're just nosy as fuck. Like my parents sell cars and they'll be like, my dad told me this recently, like my parents sell cars. They'll buy a car, sell a car, buy a car. They're entrepreneurs, good for them. And
good for them.
My dad told me that they were asking like, oh, why do you guys have all these cars? Like,
because I do, nigga. Mind your fucking business.
Can you mind your motherfucking business?
Go in your house. Isn't that the house that girl was getting choked outside of?
Yes.
Did y'all ever do anything about that? No.
Nigga, no.
So they need to learn a lesson and stay in their lane.
Shit. We could have called the cops and this nigga choking a bitch in front of her
choked outside in the middle of the night.
This nigga was choking a bitch in front of my neighbor's house at 3 a.m. And we just hear screaming. They all got beers. We didn't call nobody. And then we got them new neighbors that moved into the house where that nigga died at.
Oh, yeah.
And they're probably complaining because they're new. You know how new people, it's like if you don't shut the...
You're not even welcome here
You're
yet.
not. I've lived here for 2 decades, fam. Get the fuck
know
out of
you.
here.
We still think you're suspicious when you come home.
And then when my brother used to repair Xboxes and PlayStations, they called the police thinking he was dealing drugs. Nigga.
You're just stereotyping.
We are a house
fucking black.
Right.
Because they're black. Like, get the fuck out.
Right. We're a house full of entrepreneurs. Literally, that's just what it is. We are a home full of entrepreneurs. I'm even moving towards my entrepreneurial shit now too. Nigga. So it's like our neighbors are fucking assholes. So my dog's a puppy. It's our first pet. He barks a shit ton. He doesn't bark a lot in the house. He barks outside because
makes sense.
He actually wants to talk to the other dogs. And like he doesn't know. He's a baby. We don't know either because we've been listening to their motherfucking dogs bark for 20 years. Yeah. So me thinking, oh, I've been listening to dogs waking me up in the morning for 2 decades, except for the period that I lived at college. Like I'm not thinking. So then they start making noise complaints. One noise complaint, another noise complaint. Then the cops come. Then they are like, oh, he doesn't have a license. Mind you, he's licensed in Los Angeles because I went to Pepperdine University. Whole bunch of badgering shit. And like I'm not a controversial person, so I'm just like, fuck these people. We'll figure it out. So thank God for Amazon. Even though Bezos is really fucking squandering all the money.
I just ordered like $200 worth of stuff. from there for Christmas.
Amazon.
I ordered Christmas gifts.
Yeah, Amazon. So I found a bark collar. It had 3,500 reviews.
Fuck.
4.5 stars.
Okay.
I said,
that's when
we
buy
this
it.
Works. And my dog doesn't bark anymore. He got shocked one time and was like, fuck this.
Oh, so you for real.
And it's humane, so if you guys want to try it,
That's
don't try it.
Don't call.
Like, don't try it. If you, mind you, if your dog has barking problems, I'll put it in the description too, just so it's like, because the leash fits any size dog. It's way too big for my dog, but it has all the holes so that you can, make it fit for your dog. But my dog does not bark. There's a beep vibration where if he barks, it'll beep a couple times and vibrate to be like stop. But my dog, sorry.
Doing that Pavlovian training.
He would not stop barking through that. So now it's beep vibration, then beep longer vibration, then beep vibration.
Yeah.
And I was telling Ashley how I went to my bathroom, and as my dog was alone, so he thought he could start being trifling. So he started barking, and all I hear is, and I was like, well, nigga,
got fucked up.
Told you to stop barking. I was sick of whipping his booty because I whip my dog in his booty only. I don't smack his face or nothing. I tap that ass. And he would not listen to me. So thank God for this bark collar because it works. And I got his license. I paid for it, so it'll come in the mail eventually. And I lost his collar, and he just found it right before we started taping because that nigga, he be taking shit, but he be returning it to me.
Yep.
I was missing a sock.
Thief.
Yeah, I was missing a sock. That nigga found it for me, So look at God, my
Little
dog.
things.
And he's right here too. This nigga's quiet. You don't even know he's in the room. This nigga's in the room. Actually, this nigga's in the room at very many of our episodes.
Yeah.
Except for the few where you hear us being like, Bradley, what the fuck, Bradley?
Right?
But
the parts I try and cut out.
Yeah,
we be going ham.
We be editing it out, but most of the time we don't edit him out because this nigga's quiet, So look at God. No,
Yeah.
and let's look at God that these neighbors leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Leave us the fuck.
They need to get a hobby. I hope that they have a very good reason as to why they needed to make that complaint because we don't know the full story.
Yeah. I hope there's because one of my friends was like, man, they just fucking with you. They just always complaining about something.
Yeah.
I was
We
like,
don't
man.
know that for sure.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know, but let me just get this bark collar and this license and
Call it a day.
right.
Let's just be legal since we're black.
And I'm not about confrontation unnecessarily. I'll confront someone who really fucks with me, but that shit ain't happening.
Right? Because they didn't even come to your door.
Right. Pussy ass niggas.
Pussy ass
Left,
niggas.
mind you guys, they left notices in our mailbox, but they wouldn't tell us to our face.
Like, knock on the fucking
Pussy
door
ass
and
niggas.
just talk to me.
Man, fuck them.
That's it.
But yeah. And this is the end of our show. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just so you guys know, you can find us on iTunes. Search Young and Gettin' It Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin'. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you for all the reviews so far. Also find us on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow us on there, comment, and we'll comment back. We're also on YouTube.com. Search Young and Gettin' It Podcast. Once again, there is no G at the end of Gettin'. Please subscribe and comment on there, and we love to see your comments. We're also on GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. We have our website, www.weareyagip.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGI POD. And then you can also talk to us on through our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our Google Voice number, call and leave a look at God, or text to look at God at 323-486-3811.
Yes, episode 53.
And fuck this wind, man.
California fires are not our fault, y'all.
No,
unless
you're a person who smokes a cigarette.
Right, because that's something
it might be you.
California's big too, y'all. It's big as fuck. It's like Texas.
It's too big.
But we'll see y'all next week.
Love y'all. Bye.